what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. Hope you guys have been staying safe. So we have some new updates in regard to our upcoming severe weather event. You guys are definitely want to stay tuned for this because we are expecting some pretty nasty stuff to occur. But anyways, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. Alrighty, guys, so we're taking a look here at the radar view in regard to what is currently kicking off here across the country. We are still monitoring this cold front driving its way through the eastern side of the United States, now across bits of the northeast, all the way down into the southern United States. Now, there is going to be some thunderstorms ahead of this cold front. We actually are seeing a severe threat. We'll get more into that here in a second. For the mid-Atlantic, they did actually upgrade this. We're going to talk about that more here in a moment. Across the upper northwest, we are dealing with a bit of moisture across the regions here. Some upper-level snow showers across northeastern Oregon into Washington here, as well as northern Idaho. A little bit of upper-level accumulation is expected. But other than that, guys, it's a relatively nice day across the United States. Across the central portion, it is relatively clear. We're going to take a look at the satellite here in a moment. Alright, so we're moving on, guys. We're taking a look here at the future radar now in regard to your NAM 3-kilometer model. This is a short, high-resolution American model. If you guys want to follow along in time, it is in the upper left-hand corner if you guys want to take a look at that. We're starting off here at 1 o'clock p.m. local time. This is actually here in Eastern time. I'm here in Kentucky right now. So we are seeing this cold front drive its way through the region, as we did see on the actual radar view, some snow showers across those upper elevations here across the upper northwest. We track down here in time. We're going to go ahead and move into around the evening hours. We're talking around 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And all this, the cold front will mostly be out of the states here. All that thunderstorm activity will start to kind of wind down here a little bit. Across the upper northwest, still a little bit of moisture in play, but nothing too crazy is going on here. Some rain showers across the northeast here overnight, maybe transitioning into snow showers across the northeast here. We're going to track down here a little bit further. We might get some more rain firing off here across bits of the Midwest here for the 27th, kind of around those afternoon hours here, basically for tomorrow. And we do track down here even further. We might see a little bit more snow across bits of northern bits of Minnesota here, but nothing too crazy is expected. However, just wait until we get into our big severe weather event here for Friday. We're going to take a look at the models here in a moment. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here for 1 second. I want to go ahead and say that we do have a pretty cool merch page. If you guys do want to check it out, link is also in the description. All right, so now we're moving on to the day one convective outlook. This is your thunderstorm forecast here for today. Now, like I was saying, we are seeing a bit of thunderstorm activity, severe thunderstorm activity here across bits of the mid-Atlantic. We do have a new slight risk in effect. I'm going to actually explain what that means here in a second, as you can kind of see here in the yellow. So you might notice that there's actually 3 shades going on here. We do have a light green, a dark green, and a yellow that just now popped up here. The light green basically shows that some thunderstorms could be possible, but the thing is they're not expected to be severe. Basically, those damaging wind gusts are under 58 miles per hour or more, and the hail is not expected to exceed above 1 inch in diameter and greater. So, but that does change here once we move into the dark green. So here across the mid-Atlantic, we are seeing this overall severe threat here across bits of eastern side of Georgia, as far north as central Virginia here. We are seeing a marginal risk in place, severe threat level 1 out of 5, which basically means that isolated, severe storms could be possible that could cause some damaging winds as well as some hail. We're going to break that down here in 1 second. Could be possible. And then we have, like I said, this is severe threat level 1 out of 5. Then we have 2 out of 5 across the yellow, a little bit greater of a percentage chance, as well as the overall potential impact. So that's what we are seeing. So we take a look here at the tornado threat. There is no tornado threat here for today, thank goodness, because obviously you don't want to deal with tornadoes. However, down the line for the upcoming severe weather events we're about to talk about, that is going to be a concern. However, for damaging winds here, we do have a 15% chance here of seeing damaging winds greater than 58 miles per hour or more across the southeastern portion here of Virginia. This does include Virginia Beach here. 5% chance, a little bit lower probability, but for the same thing, we could see some damaging winds over 58 miles per hour, some localized storms here. And in regard to hail, we do have a small 5% chance here across bits of Virginia into north central North Carolina, showing that we do have a 5% chance we could see hail 1 inch in diameter and greater, basically across some of those localized storms. Moving on here for tomorrow, we do have another marginal risk of severe weather here expected across bits of the central and southern portions here of the United States. This does include bits of northeastern New Mexico, the southeastern portion here of Colorado into south central bits of Nebraska, western Kansas, western Oklahoma, and the northern panhandle here of Texas. Now, in regard to tornadoes, there is not a threat here for tornadoes as well for tomorrow. Damaging winds and hail does seem to be the concern here. The lowest end severe threat here, 5% chance here for both. Basically, like I was showing before, some damaging winds could get over 58 miles per hour or more, and some hail events could get up to 1 inch in diameter. Now, for Thursday, we do have a smaller marginal risk here across bits of the central and southern portions here of the country as well. This does include Wichita, Kansas, Lawton, Oklahoma, bits of Saltwater, Oklahoma, as well as Ponca City, Oklahoma here. So this does cover a pretty small amount of ground here. There is no breakdown of this event here, but just know that this is a severe threat level 1 out of 5. This is the lowest end severe threat, but it is a possibility we could still see some severe storms. across the region here for Thursday. Okay, so now we move into the big day here on Friday. Now, when I was looking at the models earlier, we are expecting all types of severe weather. Like I said, there is no breakdown here this far out. It's also in a percentage chance versus a categorical outlook. So we have a 15% chance we could see severe weather across the central portions here of the country. These highlighted areas here are the areas here we need to watch out very, very closely, because these are the grounds we are expecting a lot of widespread severe weather, and it could get pretty intense. Now, I do believe that there will be other days of severe weather here. Day 5 through 8, there is nothing here, just predictability too low. But when I was looking at the models, I do expect that to extend further down the line eventually as this does get closer, because, there's going to be a lot of instability in the atmosphere, as we are about to see here, which is going to allow for excessive amounts of thunderstorms to occur across the central and eastern portion here of the country. So we need to monitor this really from, starting tomorrow into the mid portion here of next week, because severe weather is likely going to be a concern. Alright, so guys, now we're moving on here to the models in regard to things. We're taking a look here at the NAM model first. This is your North American model. We'll get to the GFS more here in a second for the longer range days. But right now, we're specifically looking here for Friday. Like I said, Friday is going to be the big day of severe weather. Now, we're taking a look here at the overall instability that's in the atmosphere. Like I said, we're taking a look here for values here really over 1,000. That can happen. The values here as low as 500 can actually allow for severe weather to occur. But that Goldilocks line, like I said, is basically anywhere over 1,000 in regard to the instability. So that's just kind of giving you guys something to look out for here. So we do a track down here in time. We start to notice that we get a lot of this instability starting to drive its way in here to the central portions of the United States. We are getting a new area of low pressure developing here, pulling in all of that warm air here from the Gulf of Mexico and dragging down all that cold air here from the northern portions here of southern Canada. So that's kind of what we are talking about at the moment. Now we go ahead and track down here a little bit further in time. As the day does progress here into Friday, we're going to start to see a lot of instability being at bay here for the evening portion, the afternoon portion here of Friday. We're seeing values here well over 2,000. Some areas here are showing near 3,000 according to your NAM model. That is showing way more than enough instability is there. However, thunderstorms could have a bit of a problem firing off here, because we do have a strong cap in effect. Like I was explaining before, I'll go ahead and explain it now. I still have my bottle here just to kind of represent that. So basically what's happening here is thunderstorms, they want to rise. They want to be free. They want to rise and have as much area to play with as they can, but you can't do that if you're pretty much restrained here. So we have our cap on our bottle. If I try to squeeze it, none of the air that's inside is going to escape. However, if I take off that cap, it's all going to want to escape, because basically, there's not anything that's holding it back. So, the areas here, you do kind of see those stripes going on here. This is basically showing you that there is that cap that's on, which might allow for thunderstorms not to form. But the areas here, once you kind of move into the non-striped areas here, this is where the atmosphere is, there's no, cap in effect. It's also basically showing you that the, thunderstorms are free to rise, essentially. So, I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and grab a sounding here across the central portion here of Kansas. So, first impressions of this sounding does show that there is a very, very dry atmosphere in effect here across the mid-levels. Basically, like I was showing before, the red does show your temperature at a certain point of the atmosphere, and the green shows your dew point. Now, the further they are apart from each other, the more dry that the atmosphere is. They are very stretched out, far apart from each other. So that's basically telling me we have a very, very dry atmosphere. And what that basically causes is we have the potential of very, very large hail being a concern here for Friday. So that is going to be a large concern. The winds are mostly blowing in the same direction here across all levels of the atmosphere here. You can see a little bit of a turning portion here of the hodograph, but honestly, I do not really expect tornadoes to be a major concern for at least this time and this forecast hour here across central Kansas. In regard to everything, like I said, hail and damaging winds, we're seeing DK values here over 1,300, which really anything over 600 is supportive of damaging winds 60 miles per hour or more, which basically showing us we could have some events over 80 miles per hour being possible. Regardless, large hail and extreme damaging winds is a concern here. All right, so I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and take another sounding here, but this time we're going to take it across the central portion here of Oklahoma, a little bit more further to the south. So let's go and see, kind of the similarities and differences between what these have to say. Now, obviously, there is off the bat, right, a lot of differences that is going on here. The winds are a little bit weaker here, but there is a pretty strong turning motion here in the atmosphere, which might allow for some tornadoes to be a concern for this hour. So honestly, that's actually pretty concerning here. Atmosphere is still relatively dry here, so basically what this is showing is that hail could still be a concern here. DCAP over 1,500. So I'm seeing more than one threat here, guys. I'm seeing a potential of some tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds here for basically Friday. You know, the afternoon and evening portion here of Friday across the central portion here of Oklahoma. Obviously, you know, this is still a few days out, and this could still shift either direction in favor or not. So it's just something we have to continue monitoring here over the next few days. We'll be doing a live stream later on tonight at 8 o'clock if you guys do want to join us, and we'll give you all the latest information, new model outputs, and stuff like that. Alright, so guys, now we're taking a look here at the GFS model. Like I said, we're taking a look here at the supercell composite now. This basically just takes the overall instability and your wind shear, kind of combines them together, giving you the best value of where it could see severe weather, essentially. So, obviously, the more you move into the darker colors, the more severe it could potentially get here. So, this is basically showing us we have the potential here of seeing maybe some severe weather here across the region down the line. So, time is in the upper left-hand corner, like I was saying before here. So, we track into Saturday. We are going to see this severe threat actually move its way here to the east here. And that's what I'm saying. We are going to see a lot of instability at play here across the central and eastern portions here of the country over the next several days, really. So, this is going to be a multi-day event here. Now, according to your GFS model, I'm going to go ahead and point it out here. It's pretty far out. I do expect this to change. You know, honestly, the potential of this actually happening is quite low, but there is support of another potentially large system forming here, you know, basically for May 8th. But like I said, this is really, really far out here. This is more than 10 days out, which, you know, this far out is pretty much nonsense, but it's just kind of crazy to look at that, you know, basically just showing you that, you know, around this time of the year is where we do get those very large severe weather events here. So we really need to be on the lookout. So basically recap, guys, we are expecting multiple days of severe weather to occur. Like I said, the Storm Prediction Center only goes out to Friday, but I do expect this will move into the early portions here of next week as well. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you have your plan in place if you guys, you know where to go, or if you don't know where to go, then just figure out that now. Like I said, for these events, it's better to be prepared than underprepared. Alright guys, so that's going to go ahead and wrap up the video here for today. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you leave a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. Be greatly appreciated. It'll show that you guys did enjoy the content. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for being here. If you guys do want to support the channel, we do have our donation link in the description. If you guys want to check that out, follow along with our merch page once again. But anyways, that's all. Thank you so much for joining. Hope to see you guys here tonight at 8 o'clock. And y'all take care. Catch you guys here in the next one.